It has been 200 years since the spiritualist movement began, and with it, the underground movement of ghost hunting. And now in 2013, we have more investigators than ever before checking out mysterious phenomena that happens all around the world on a day-to-day basis. Social networking that allows us to collaborate and trade information, and several programs that have influenced the public to be more open to the idea. So why in the hell does it seem like everybody is moaning and groaning like they are still in high school? On this episode of Journals of Supernatural Adventure, I am going to take some time away from the usual format of the show to talk about something that has circulated around the paranormal community for quite some time now. Paranormal Unity. Long disputed, long favored, yet not even approached. My name is Dakota Franson, and welcome to Thoughts That No One Has Ever Considered. As several of you may know, Paranormal Unity is a concept being tossed around by several members of the paranormal community that calls for everybody to start working together to reach a common goal. We have seen many postings online ranting and raving on how everybody should get together to share information so that we are able to move forward with our goal. But to be honest, what the hell is the goal we are trying to reach? I mean, think about it for a second. In more ways than one, no matter if you go after ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens, whatever, we technically have no clue what we're looking for. Right now, the things that we call paranormal are technically nothing more than modern forms of mythology when you think about it. I know that some of you are probably going, oh, but on the case we caught the ghost of Hootie Harry, we caught video of a Sasquatch, or we got a pic of an extraterrestrial plotting to kidnap a congressman. You know what? Quit your whinings. Because like how the ancient Greeks believed that thunder and lightning was the anger of the gods, we think that every little whisper that doesn't come out of the next person to you is a ghost. And to be honest, I know that there are a few quote unquote true paranormal events out there that still have yet no explanation as to what would be causing them, and that is what we need to focus on, not the constant bitching that we hear on the day-to-day basis. No paranormal drama, people. It's not good. Now, another focus that a lot of people have been bitching about lately are those that actually gain their 15 minutes of fame because of their work in the paranormal. And as expected, there are people who end up complaining about it, trying to say that they are only in the paranormal for the fame. To be honest, I have no ground to stand on because I personally have had several opportunities because of my work with the supernatural that has actually gotten myself published into a book about local hauntings. Not a story I sent in, no. I was written about in the book. If you don't believe me, just look up the book Hauntings from the Snake River Plain by Patricia Marcantonio and her colleagues on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and just take a look at the table of contents on if the site offers a preview. You will see my name. I'm not bad for a 17-year-old that has only been serious about the job for almost 2 years now, huh? But to be honest, I was in no way expecting the kind of results I've actually gotten. At first, I was only going to use the paranormal as a way to escape some of the drama that was going on in my life at the time. And I figured I would use a slowly building form of reality to escape what was accepted by mainstream arrogance. But back then, my first instinct was try to establish a few contacts here and there to use as consultants for cases. Which, when you think about it, it's not a bad idea for a newbie, so to speak. However, I was quick to learn that some of the people I tried to look to for guidance while I was trying to start out were absolutely of no use to me. What happened? Well, the situation went as followed. When I was able to arrange my first investigation, I got in touch with a local group with more experience to try to get some tips on what should I do and perhaps maybe what I should expect. Now, the defining moment that set the stakes for me was that when I brought up a local myth, so to speak, that literally happened to be no more than 40 or 50 feet away from the investigation site. You see, in a local small town, there is a little boy that has been seen around some old railroad track that are still in use to this very day. The thing is about this particular child is that he has been seen with a chainsaw in hand. So to get a couple ideas on what I should do to at least try to get a glimpse of this, I asked them for ideas. However, instead of offering up any ideas to help out a new guy, they tried to suggest that I hand over the case to them. Simply because it involved children. Okay? The last time I checked, kids weren't running around with a freaking chainsaw in hand. And secondly, they treated it as if the child was a client. I don't know about y'all, but not listening is something that will get you into deep trouble in this line of work. That is just one problem I have seen blocking the potential for a truly united paranormal community. Another problem I've seen is that people have been trying to monopolize their area so that no newcomers can even have the chance to break the surface. And I know this is happening because every time I have tried to post an ad on Craigslist to get word out there, somebody keeps trying to take them down. You can say that it could probably be a mistake or something that was weird that Craigslist read wrong. But here's the thing though. I actually have confirmation that another group here in Idaho actually searches out for ads from other groups to shut them down so they can hold business. But I'm not here to call out idiots. Y'all do that on your own. I am here to get some ideas about how those of us in the paranormal can finally sit on common grounds. Now, I honestly believe that we shouldn't charge for investigations, because in some cases when somebody contacts you for help, they're usually a little bit spooked about the situation and trying to reach out. It's like having to call the cops on because somebody was creeping around your front yard late at night. You're not going to want the cop to turn around and say, alright, that'll be $59.85. But to be honest, I'm not here to judge how you run business. Because honestly, a few groups out there are some of the better ones that I would actually prefer working with. Because they hold a more honest approach than a lot of other groups out there. Regardless of the attempts to monopolize the paranormal, there's one thing that I noticed that really needs to get fixed soon. First up, before I continue, I would like to ask you all something. Has there ever been a moment in time when you look at something that another team has put up online, share with us, in the very moment you see it, you smack yourself in the face because of how stupid it is? Like all the reactions from the video of the teleporting girl that went viral not too long ago. Little do people realize that it was actually a well-made CGI video that was made to promote a video game franchise. What gets me is that it seemed like about 90% of the comments made about this are accepting it as some sort of unrevealed superhero that had accidentally been caught, or some sort of ET, or hell, there was even some people spouting off that she was a guardian angel. I mean, come on, people. I know that these things can sometimes be caught off guard, but don't make that be your first reaction when you see something. It is okay to be amazed by videos of stuff we have never really seen in reality, but in this day and age, technology is able to perfectly replicate legitimate findings. The same thing goes on with orbs. People, seriously, every little smudge, every little dot on the picture, every little weird mist is not paranormal. Chances are very good that if you're taking pictures, that all of a sudden weird things start to pop up, it's not paranormal. Something in the area is just very, 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 very dirty. Now, many will try to claim an orb's validity by saying that it looks like that it has a face or it has a funny shape, but that means nothing. Truthfully, I do believe that a few orbs caught on video or photo are actually paranormal, and there are actually a few tests that you can put the object through. In fact, there's actually a certain setup on how you can be able to pick up on orbs more easily. What are the tests and how could it be possible to find out which is which right on the spot? You can find out more after these messages. And welcome back to Journals of Supernatural Adventure. My name is Dakota Franson, and tonight is all about Paranormal Unity. What blocks the path of achieving it, and a few ideas on how to get things much more organized. Now, before the break, I mentioned that there are a few tests to see if an orb has a chance of being paranormal. However, these tests are also a reflection of one's judgment, so wise up before you make a final verdict. Of course, there are a few differences for what you need to look for on a potential orb, depending on if it was caught on video or a photo, but there's not really that much difference. For photos, what you'll need to look at is this. Where did the original shot come from? Have any alterations have been made to the device that could possibly cause this effect? Could the object be a weird reflection on the lens? Does it look like it has a bit of a blur to it? If so, it's likely to be a bug. Does the object to appear have more to it? The only reason I say this is because during a school Christmas program, way before I got serious in the paranormal, my grandmother was actually able to catch a shot of an orb with what looked like boots. The boots weren't attached. It looked like a separate unit, kind of like how in cartoons there's sometimes a bad guy that looks like it is nothing more than a bunch of floating pieces. And the final kicker to tell what an orb is it whether or not it gives off its own light. In videos, there's one more test. Does the object move on its own, or does it follow a random path like many other orbs in the shot? This is a way of testing to see if there is some form of intelligence behind it. Now, there is something else that can be considered, but it's dependent on the cooperation of whoever is there, so it shouldn't really be a first priority for investigations. The thing is that oftentimes when you catch something, they were caught off guard, at least in the beginning stages of the investigation. It is possible to have someone come up to you and give all the information you need, but that doesn't happen really very often. Alright, so, faults aside, how is it possible to finally piece together Paranormal Unity? Well, to be honest, we need a few things brought together before it will be possible. What will those be? You can find out after these messages. Don't go away. Ghost hunters! Don't waste time doing background research at libraries. Learn to research smart from the convenience of your computer. Get the book Ghost Hunter's Research Guide to Free Internet Sources by paranormal researcher Elizabeth Egan Cox. This user-friendly Ghost Hunter's Research Guide to Free Internet Sources provides exact internet addresses and tutorials for hundreds of websites that have critical information you need about persons, events, and places. Become a better ghost hunter now. The Ghost Hunter's Research Guide to Free Internet Sources is available wherever books are sold. Visit the author's website for more information: www.elizabeth.egancox.net. And welcome back to Journals of Supernatural Adventure. My name is Agoda Franson, and tonight is all about Paranormal Unity. What would be the final milestones that we as a community will need in order to achieve this? Well, it's not that hard to foresee, but the problem is that getting past the bull-headed idiots that try to seclude everything. The first thing we need to do is to find a way to set down minimal guidelines for paranormal investigations. By doing this, we can more accurately distinguish whether or not somebody is doing what they're supposed to on a job. The second thing is that we need to find a way to weed out potential idiots in the field. Like I mentioned earlier, there are way too many people that would automatically assume that any photo or video of something weird is paranormal. Don't try to say otherwise, because there is a way to distinguish who are the type of people that you should stick to as references. These are the type of people that qualify as open-minded skeptics. No matter how much a pain in the butt they can be, they will always be more beneficial to your investigation, because they will always try to disprove what you have. However, they will also take into consideration what was happening at the time to test their own judgment. If you deal with skeptics that automatically deny everything without giving any explanation, or people that automatically assume whatever is there is supernatural, they are immature brat children compared to what we need for this job. No offense, but that is just how it is. Now, the final thing, which several people have already begun doing, is to try to establish a network between all investigators. That way, those of us who are less experienced in the field can get advice from those who have been around for quite some time. Plus, an added bonus to this would be to easily find out what investigators have been to a location before and find out what they managed to catch there. It's not a bad idea when you think about it. Now, to be honest, there's one more thing we can do to bring together the paranormal community. This particular idea is a bit far-fetched, but I honestly believe it can be done. What if we were actually to bring together some of the best minds in the paranormal community? Not just those who were experienced with ghosts or just people in cryptozoology, but rather someone from each branch of the paranormal. Think about it. There are actually several parts of the paranormal that cross over to different studies. So why not get the top names of each field and put them on a talk show to talk about this? And while they talk about it, they can take questions from the audience. More can be added to this idea, but whether or not you like it, it is definitely something worth pursuing. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are running out of time. Tune in again on March 30th to hear about the media influences in the public, subliminal messaging, media priming, the controversy over video games. Is there any truth behind these alleged claims? Find out on the next episode. Now, before we let you go, we have a couple announcements to make. First off, in the spirit of Paranormal Unity, we have decided to take on guests for the show. Soon you will see guidelines on our website to see how you can actually appear on Journals of Supernatural Adventure. If you're interested, All you need to do is visit our website at fransonfiles.webs.com and click on Contact Us. All you need to know will be right there. Second announcement. I know that we have a lot of aspiring musicians out there that would like to get the word out about the work. So those of us at the PRF have come up with an idea to help you all out. How would you like it if you heard your music aired on this show? Well, if you're interested, you can go onto our website around the same spot we mentioned before for booking guests on the show, and you can find out more information. I hope to hear some good stuff from all of you. So anyway, it's about time to go. Please like and share this with your friends and family if you enjoyed. Check us out online at any time at any of our Facebook pages or on Twitter, YouTube, or wherever the hell you can find us. Feel free to comment on the show through Twitter by using hashtag JSALive, or even comment on new topics or guests that you would like to see on the show. Now, I apologize for having to pause a lot. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat, and I was just barely able to do the show. So hopefully by the 30th, I'll be better, and hopefully by then we can start getting some guests onto the show. I hope to see you next time. Bye.